That's the price?
87 bucks.
Maybe it drops.
Hi, my name's Adam, and this video is about supply and economics. Most of us have opened Uber late at night and thought, why is this ride so expensive right now? And that price jump isn't random. It's meant to change how much Uber drivers are willing to supply. In this video, I'm going to explain what supply is, what affects it, and how Uber's surge prices causes a movement along the supply curve. Now, in economics, supply refers to the quantity of a good or service that producers are willing and able to sell at different prices over a given period of time. Supply isn't just one number, though. Instead, it shows a range of quantities that producers are willing to supply as prices change. The relationship is shown over a supply curve, which usually slopes upwards and from left to right. In the case of Uber, the producers are the drivers. Each driver decides how many hours to work and how many rides to accept based on how much they are paid for ride. Now, the law of supply. So the law of supply states that all else being equal, when the price of a good or service increases, the quantity supplied increases as well. And when the price decreases, the quantity supplied decreases. And this happens because higher prices make supplying the service more profitable. So for Uber drivers, higher fares increase potential earnings, which gives them a stronger incentive to supply more rides. It's important to distinguish these between changes in prices and other factors that affect supply. When the price of the service itself changes, this causes a movement along the supply curve. However, changes in things like fuel costs, vehicle maintenance costs, government regulations, or even the number of drivers would cause the entire supply curve to shift as well. So understanding this difference is essential when analyzing real-world markets. Uber uses surge pricing during times of high demand when there aren't many drivers available. Surge pricing temporarily raises fares for riders, which increases the price that drivers receive per trip. When surge pricing is introduced, drivers can earn more money per ride. Some drivers who were previously offline choose to log on to the app, while others decide to stay on the road for longer than they intentionally planned. As a result, the total of number of rides supplied increases. So if we were to draw this on a graph, price would be on the vertical axis, and the quantity of rides supplied would be on the horizontal axis. When surge pricing raises the fare, we move upwards along the supply curve to a higher quantity of rides supplied. This is movement along the supply curve, not a shift, because the only thing that changed was the price. Now, when surge pricing ends and fares return to normal, the incentive for drivers increases. Drivers may log off the app, work fewer hours, or supply fewer rides overall. This leads to a movement downward along the same supply curve, once again showing how quantity supplied responds directly to prices change. Now, in conclusion, Uber surge pricing provides a clear real-world example of supply and microeconomics. Changes in the price of Uber rides affects how many drivers are willing to supply, which causes movement along the supply curve. So no other supply factors change, the supply curve itself does not shift. This example clearly demonstrates the law of supply and shows how producers respond to price incentives in real-world markets. Thank you.